And thank you for coming. I'm joined by FDNY Commissioner Laura Kavanaugh, NYPD Assistant Chief James McCarthy, Commanding Officer of Manhattan South, FDNY Chief of Fire Operations John Esposito, Commissioner of New York City Emergency Management Zach Iscol, Inspector Anthony Russo, Commanding Officer of NYPD Harbor. At about 2:46 p.m., a 911 call was received for an overturned vessel by the Battery in Lower Manhattan. The NYPD and the fire department immediately deployed resources to the area. The NYPD Harbor Patrol arrived at Pier 86 at West 46th Street, where they observed a capsized vessel. 2 victims were rescued by Harbor. They were drifting near the boat. The NYPD Scuba immediately deployed divers into the water. A female was brought to the surface and aboard the Harbor boat. She was unresponsive. Without delay, FDNY Marine divers also entered the water and pulled out a second aided, a male, 7 years old, who was also unresponsive. Unfortunately, at this time, both of those individuals have been pronounced deceased. This is a tragic day for New Yorkers. Indeed, it may have well been worse were it not for the incredible effort by not only our own extraordinary first responders, but also the swift response from the New York Waterway Ferries, who rescued 9 additional people from the water. At this time, I will pass it to Commissioner Kavanaugh for additional information.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As the police commissioner mentioned, this is a tragic day for New Yorkers. We lost 2 people today, a 7-year-old male and a 50-year-old female. In addition, there are 2 New Yorkers in critical condition in the hospitals, and an additional New Yorker who is stable but critical at the hospital at this time. We also have 8 additional patients who are green tags and are in stable condition at this time. I'll pass it over to Chief McCarthy.
At this time, the investigation is being handled by the Midtown North Detective Squad with the assistance of our Harvard Accident Collision Team. As the Commissioner said, the boat capsized at Pier 86, which is on 46th Street, right in front of the Intrepid. So we're still in the early stages of our investigation on what caused that boat to capsize.
All right, we'll take a couple of minutes. Josh.
Thank you. Chief, I know obviously I'm going to ask you about the capsize, but I'm going to ask you what type of boat it was. Was it particularly rough and kind of notoriously bad? Is there anything that you learned so far about that vessel, where it came from?
Josh, that's something that we're still looking at, like what were the conditions of the water. It's a jet boat. I don't know the exact size until we take it out of the water and stuff, but right now that's still under investigation of what caused that.
Jay Dow, Channel 11.
Do we know if the boat was privately owned or privately chartered, and do we know if anyone was on the boat wearing life jackets?
Right now it's still, again, early stages, but it was chartered by a family and friends, and it was owned by an individual who was actually on a jet ski following the boat.
Carol Dioria, 1010.
And the lifeboats?
Overloaded by too many people for the boat?
That's one of the big things that we're looking at right now. There was 12 people on the boat, and we have to look when we bring the boat up. We'll find out what was the capacity of the boat. We'll do it in the next couple hours.
Hold on. Go ahead, Josh.
No, there was a captain that was operating the boat who right now is in critical condition.
Ida.
And forgive me if you already mentioned this, but we're hearing that the 2 victims who died were trapped beneath the capsized boat. Is that how it happened?
That's correct.
And what was the process of finding them and rescuing them? How did that work?
Well, again, it was a joint effort with FDNY divers and our NYPD divers that went under and grabbed them out of there.
So this was a closed cabin and they were in the cabin, is that correct?
Well, the boat would have turned over. They were basically underneath. It's not a closed cabin, but they're basically underneath the boat, trapped.
Where's the boat right now?
Right now we have it down in the Chelsea piers. So right now it's being looked at by Harbor and stuff, and
Okay, we
we're
got time
working
for a
to
few
get it
more.
out.
In general, how dangerous would the waters be around this time of day? How much traffic would there be?
I couldn't answer that right now. So that's something that Harbor's going to have to take a good look at. Maybe Inspector Russo, maybe you can answer that.
So there's a lot of commercial and recreational traffic. There's a lot of commercial recreational traffic during the day here. We also have a lot of people on jet skis, kayaks. We had the current, the wind. So, you could have wakes approaching from different directions, waves from different directions. It takes some skill to operate in the Hudson River. So it could have been a contributing factor, but as the chief said, we need to do our investigation. We need to upright that boat. We need to pull video. We need to look at the sea state. So I don't want to give you any definite answers, but the Hudson River is always a dangerous place to operate.
Can you give us your name and title, if you don't mind?
It's Inspector Anthony Russo, Commanding Officer of the Harbor Unit.
Inspector, are any of your diver teams here right now?
They're not here. They're trying to upright the vessel right now. All right, guys, we're gonna take one or two more before our mayor speaks. Right here.
Can you confirm how many people were rescued by New York Waterways?
There were 9 individuals out of 12 rescued by New York Waterways.
All right. Joe Marino.
The captain was licensed.
Yes, he was, Joe.
Can you just clarify something?
Any indication that alcohol might have been a factor?
I'm sorry, Josh?
That alcohol might have been a factor?
We don't believe so at this time.
Could you clarify initially, somebody said the boat capsized at the battery, but then somebody else said it was here. Where did it actually?
That was misinformation. It got capsized at Pier 86, which is right in front of the Intrepid on 46th Street.
Is it in the 911 call? So that's incorrect.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Years ago, we had a plane crash on the Hudson, and we said the miracle on the Hudson. Today was the miracle of the combination of all of our entities providing the rescue for those who were in the water. It's unfortunate that miracle has been shattered with the loss of 2 lives. But we should be clear that between New York Waterway, Harbor, FDNY, and those who participated, we clearly saved lives of those who were part of this terrible incident that took place. But it's a clear reminder to us as we move through the summer months. The water is an enjoyable part of New York, but it can be a dangerous place. For those who jet ski, for those who are using boats and other activities, we want to remind people to be safe as they do so. And as this investigation moves forward, we will continue to update you. But at this time, our hearts go out to a group of people who were just using the water in our cities. As you heard the awful roar from one of the individuals that appeared to have been on the boat. This is a devastating moment for them and those who are part of the families that were there. And as New Yorkers, our heart go out. But I just want to commend the men and women who participated in this rescue. It's a very difficult activity to do so. Just the heads up and responding in the manner that they did, and I thank for the coordination and the collaboration of all of our agencies involved. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.